Baker, swim dodge, fires and scores! Skipping a step, behind the back! Pass, the extra look, and the goal! Shot on goal and good. From Hofstra's Schuert Stadium, it is Game 2 of the Nassau Class A semifinals as the third-seeded Dalers of Farmingdale, who come in with a 13-3 record, take on the second-seeded Vikings of Port Washington at 11-3. This Nassau Class A semifinal is presented by Moe's Southwest Grill. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper here with you. We know already one of the finalists. We just saw an incredible overtime win by Syosset. They have booked their spot into the championship game on May 31st at 8 o'clock, thanks to an overtime winner by Luca Accardo. That means, Brian Soper, it was another one-goal win in what has been a litany of one-goal games between these top four seeds throughout the entire season.
Not much separating any of these four teams. These two teams played a one-goal game earlier in the season with a comeback by Port Washington. Expecting nothing but the same here under the lights. Memorial Day weekend at Hofstra, Dalers, Vikings. Unbelievable setting for this game.
And we see the tail of the tape between these two teams. And again, a lot of the statistics also not a lot separate these two teams, right? 13-3, 11-3. You see the goals for a slight edge for Port Washington there. They've been better, and we'll detail why. They've got some dynamic guys in their attack. The Dalers' defense and goaltending, you would argue, has been better, right? So that's why the goals against significantly better for the Dalers, only conceding 4.6 goals. An incredible all-time series between these two teams, 48-12. The Dalers historically have had a better playoff run. I believe it's 12-2 all-time. Yeah, it's 12-2 for the Farmingdale Dalers all-time. You see the county titles as well, 13-2. That's the big edge there as well for Farmingdale. They are a more experienced team, probably of the four, the most experienced, you would argue. And you would expect then your seniors on this stage to come up in the biggest ways.
Definitely. You have Port Washington, historically, Farmingdale has 13 county titles. They have 2. But a guy like Haberman, this is what he works for. A Loyola commit, unbelievable players, BU commit, running around the middle of the field. Seems like this is Port Washington's time, right, to really challenge and try to take this county championship home.
You mentioned the regular season game, an 11-10 win for Port. Let's show back on May 11th. How about John McCarthy from Ben Krevitz? That's the first goal of the game. The Dalers come right back. Chris Bergerson gets by Matty Hillman. He makes it 2-1. Late second quarter, Matt Levantini rolls top side, stings it from 9 yards out. Here comes Henry Haberman, the hard-working goal. Port within 1 in the third. And then how about that one? Luke Meyer backs down his defender, back behind the back shovel. Woodland gets involved, goes top side, hands free. Dalers up 9-8, but then Gavin Jacobson goes low to high. 10-9 is the score. They win that one 11-10. A classic at Don Snyder Stadium. In that one, Ben Krevitz for Port, 3-2. Henry Haberman, 3-1. Luke Meyer, 2-2. Gavin Jacobson with 2. Bradley Hamroff with 10 saves. For Farmingdale, Kyle Wilson with 3 goals. Woodland, who was locked off for most of that game, still got himself 2 goals, as did Levantini. Bergerson and Caden Lennon with 1 apiece. And Jimmy Caputo, who has filled in for Danny Seaman, the sophomore, with 10 saves in that game as well. CJ Manjo, you see there warming up. He's going to have a huge role in this game. Port doesn't have that faceoff guy. So in their last meeting, they had Freeman going up and mucking things up. You could argue maybe the referees let him play maybe a little bit too much, and Mangio got beat up a little bit there, and it was advantage for Port. It's really interesting how this gets officiated at the faceoff X, right? Because if it goes edge Farmingdale in that, and you don't let Port kind of beat up your faceoff guy, then it's a big edge for Farmingdale.
Freeman and the Poles, they want to muck it up. They want to make it kind of a street fight in there. And, yeah, officiating, how they're going to call that is going to be huge. Talking to Coach Hungerford, that was one of his concerns there, how it would be officiated at the X. He also felt like they needed to shoot better. They didn't think they shot well in the first matchup. So if they can shoot better here and control the faceoffs, it gives the Dales a chance here against the Vikings.
Well, one guy who we hope, or they hope, expect to shoot well is Ryan Woodland. He is our varsity media impact player of the game. Another guy who will play his lacrosse here. He's a big lefty attackman. Woodland with 41 goals and 19 assists on the year. All county a year ago, 6'5" lefty. And again, they locked him off for almost 48 minutes, still gets 2 goals. We don't expect that to be the case, or certainly the Dalers won't let that be the case. We expect to see Woodland involved a lot more in the Dalers' attack.
Early in the season, Woodland was more carry-oriented, where he was carrying, trying to create for himself. The Farmingdale staff has done a good job later in the season, kind of having him work more off-ball and kind of, more of an all-around game and attack for him. So it's a bit of a chess match. How are the Vikings going to play him, and what are the Dalers going to do with him in the offensive end?
The guy who has stirred the drink for the Vikings for a few years now, he's entering the end of his high school career. He wants to extend it, certainly here at Hofstra University, at least into a county championship game. That's Henry Haberman, and what an impact he's had, not just this year, but throughout his high school career going to Loyola. See the numbers this year as well. Incredible numbers for him. 45 and 22, part of a really, really good attack line for the Vikings.
Port always has that one guy on offense, right? Kind of Jeff Fricaro 2.0 here. Haberman, as a coach, you've heard about him since he was a freshman, and senior year, here's his chance to kind of lead Port Washington, who doesn't have the trophy case of a Farmingdale or a Syosset or a Massapequa, but, this is a chance for seniors to create their own legacy for Port Washington.
And we know who Haberman will see a lot of, because he saw a lot of him last game. That's Anthony Bolello, part of the Farmingdale starting lineup. We'll take a look at those starters now. For the Dalers, you see Agers, Hickes, and Woodland on attack. Your first midfield line of Ramos, Bergerson, and Wilson. Mangio, we know, is facing off. Your long stick midi, Jordan Smeichel. He could play a big part in this game as well for the Dalers. Your defense, Bolello, as good as they come. He'll go to Binghamton. Ryan Thomas as well as Matty Pantorno. In the cage, as we said, is Jimmy Caputo, the sophomore, one of the best sophomores in that position on the island, replacing the injured Danny Seaman. For the former goalie himself, the head coach of the Dalers, you see him there right in the middle of the huddle for his pregame speech. He hopes not the last of the year. Mike Hungerford, in his 6th season, a 1986 graduate of Farmingdale High School. For the Vikings of Port Washington, let's take a look at their starters now, and it's Haberman, Krevitz, and Meyer. Interesting here as well, Meyer, we've seen him on the midfield line. He's part of this attack line, so an incredible attack line for the Vikings. You'd argue edge for Port Washington there. Your midfield line of Jacobson, McCarthy. You've got Feinstein. A little bit of a change here. I wonder if it's going to affect the faceoff X. Freeman playing as close D, which brings Matty Hillman in at long stick midi. We'll see how that maybe changes things a little bit for the Vikings. And again, their defense, Gavin Duran, the 8th grader, Matty Freeman going to Boston University, Stamati Gargis as well. And a guy who also had to fill a void from a guy last year, Pat Kenny, Bradley Hamroff, the senior. He's been really good, 106 saves on the season. As a backup the last 2 years, it is his job, and he has fared well for Port Washington this year.
Tremendous. We had him earlier in the season. I watched him play Massapequa, and he was red hot in that game. So you got 2 different matchups here with the goalies. You have a player who waited his turn and worked to get into the net, and then you have a Caputo, who was a backup, and now he's thrust into a starting role. But he's tremendous. He has a bunch of big games under his belt. So there's definitely, even though lost Seaman, Farmingdale does not look at that as a real big step down.
I didn't want to forget the head coach of the Vikings, Isaac Neal, in his 7th season, and by the way, played his collegiate lacrosse right here on this field. That's his connection really to the island, was from Overland High School, a 2006 graduate. That's in Aurora, Colorado. Recruited to play lacrosse here at Hofstra, stayed in the area as well. He coached Port his first year out of Hofstra. You see the head coaches there and the assistant coaches as well, shaking hands, getting ready, and wishing everybody good luck. And this should be a lot of fun.
I was gonna say we had a nice appetizer, but it's really not appetizer, dinner, right?
Yeah.
With Moe's was like a double burrito today. This kind of thing going here, a Class A double burrito.
Yeah, we're eating a lot here because that wasn't your chips and dips appetizer.
That wasn't an appetizer. That was a full course. We're getting 2 full course meals here.
Talked to both coaches about the keys for this one, and for the Dalers. Really, when we asked Mike Hungerford about the takeaways from last game, he says he thought, his thoughts on Port Washington offensively didn't change. He thinks they're very good offensively. They're good defensively as well. We mentioned before they locked Woodland for the whole game. He said, but the game came down to how the referees officiated the face-off X, right? And on top of that, though, he did, they've got to play better. That third quarter wasn't very good. A lot of unforced turnovers. Nothing like it was on a ride. Just the passing and the clearing. It wasn't there. And what made it even more difficult for Hungerford to swallow is it happened with your more experienced guys, your seniors, right? So he says, look, you're always more critical of your team after a loss than a win. So they got a lot of looking at themselves and figuring things out. And here we are now at Hofstra as Port Washington and Farmingdale ready for the opening face-off. Mangio gets the win. And this was not a pole situation, as Mangio got the win against Alex Papagalis. So that is one of your face-off guys for Port. They played it a little more traditional in that sense, and edge for Mangio there.
Definitely the start you wanted. Farmingdale believes they have an advantage at the face-off X. To win one clean right there gives you tremendous confidence that you're right, and the thing you've been selling to your team all week is true.
Tough pass there for Wilson to pick up. And right away, you kind of want to see where is Woodland, 13. He's now setting a screen, and he's got Freeman all over him. Low to high! The finish by Wilson. And the Dalers take the 1-0 lead.
4-0 for Farmingdale, right? That number again. Wilson, low to high. Good offense here by the Dalers. Woodland sets like a little bit of a dummy screen there, right? Goes through, show adjacent. Good drift by Wilson. Boom. Low to high. Hammeroff kind of dips down. Just a tremendous recognition by Wilson there as the slides come in to stretch and give yourself an extra couple of steps.
Face-off win went to still loose. I thought it went to the Dalers, but Port comes away. So let's see if the Vikings can have the response. And again, we talk about their attack, right? Incredible. Obviously, Haberman is the alpha. But you've got Ben Krevitz, who's got 35 goals and 15 assists. Luke Meyer, the junior, going to Dartmouth. He's a handful. You saw him there get the clear. 23 goals and 19 assists. And again, we saw a lot of him on the first midfield line, but here you kind of go with your top 3 guns on attack, which then bounces Jacobson back to the midfield line.
Good mix of players, good mix of righties and lefties, allows you to do a lot offensively, and Coach Neal likes to really push the ball and try to score goals.
The Vikings lost it And the ground ball picked up there by Trevor Gayron, who has had an incredible second half of the season for the Dalers.
He's tremendous. Great looking athlete. Can play, plays mostly D-midi. Coach Hungerford thinks, he's by far going to be a D1. They should be looking at him. He's been tremendous in between the lines.
He thinks the same of this big man here, their man-child, Caden Lennon with the ball, the sophomore. As the Dalers, their second offensive set. The first one was stung into the back of the net by Kyle Wilson. There is Lennon. We've seen him get a lot more playing time as the season's gone on. He is a handful. The double comes. Great stick check from behind by Freeman. And the Vikings come away with the ground ball.
Freeman doing what he does, right? Create havoc and get the ball on the ground. Good pickup and clear by the Vikings.
Listen, there's no misunderstanding here. Freeman is the best pole for the Vikings. He's got to stay on the field to have such an impact. How about that impact? Ben Krevitz gets to the crease, but they're going to say no goal, stepped in to the crease. Celebration premature on the Port Washington sideline.
Good hard move by Krevitz.
And unsettled now as that errant pass for Agers. It will go out, and it will be Port Washington ball.
So you see Krevitz' athleticism, all county in hoops, right? He took that one to the hoop, but unfortunately he was on the line.
Yeah, different than basketball. You can't get really too close to the net in lacrosse. So the Vikings looking to get the clear. They won't get it. Good takeaway at midfield by Woodland. Switches to his right, gets to X.
Good ride by the Dalers. Dalers take tremendous pride in their ride. The ability to get the ball back in possessions is so important, and now you get to set up your offense.
And you can't lock off Woodland when he's got the ball in a stick. Skips a pass. That shot wide of the mark. That was Hickes, 22, with the attempt.
Port a little slow matching up, gave Hickes some time and room. That's his game, right? He's a shooter, he's a finisher. You don't want to leave him too open often.
Here's Woodland. Oh, he goes Pennell with the question mark. Woodland makes it 2-0.
Good strong move. Shoots right out of his dodge there, the question mark. You see the goalie drifting a little bit to that right-handed pipe. You see that? Boom, gives him enough space. Great shooting, great vision. For a goalie, you really want to kind of be in the center of the net there. Just a step towards that right pipe, your stick side pipe, opens that up for a lefty shooter low and away. That's where lefties make their money.
Not sure if RP3's watching. No, he's in preseason mode right now, but he would be proud of that goal, that is for sure. Face-off win for the Dalers, but again, that's a heady move there as well, making sure you kind of see the ball out by Gavin Duran. A heady move by the 8th grader.
Yeah, the great check to get on the ground, yard sale, and then to have because if you pick that up, they check it out of your stick, right? To let that roll out of bounds is a good headsy play.
So Port Washington looking to get on the board. And it's funny, we mentioned it, or at least we talked about it off air, but before we came on here live for the second game, eerily similar to last year, right? Where Port Washington goes to Farmingdale and they win at the time. A win by the Dalers would have likely secured the top seed. Inside roll by Krevitz. That shot was wide of the mark. And did he land in the crease again? He did. But last year, Port went to Farmingdale, won that game. Last year, though, with the COVID situation, you don't have the semifinals or finals here, at least. So the semifinals were on campus sites. Farmingdale then got the revenge in the semifinals. Something that Isaac Neal was quick to tell his guys. Let's not get too high off that win at Farmingdale. We know we're going to get the Dalers' best here at Hofstra.
No one's going to remember the regular season. They remember this. Our earlier game, you have Massapequa defeated Syosset in the regular season, but Syosset got the win here, and, that's what really counts.
Here's Brendan O'Keefe, part of that second midfield line for the Dalers. He's got the short stick matchup in Andy Feinstein. Can he exploit that? Up top, Hickes surrounded quickly. Heads up move by Hickes to back out of that. Here is Woodland. Different matchup here. It's not Freeman on him now. He's getting Gavin Duran, the 8th grader. Duran takes a few whacks. Woodland looks to work off the screen. Little inside roll. How about the work there by Duran? If you wondered why an 8th grader is starting in the county semifinals, there is Exhibit A.
I just shook my head. Wow, right? That was just, that's a Division I Hofstra commit, big left-hander, and a freshman just stood toe-to-toe with him. And there's that guy Freeman getting a ground ball and getting the Vikings out.
I got to correct you. He's not that old yet. He's still an 8th grader. Gavin Duran. He's not even a freshman.
Jeez.
We've had a couple of goals called back for the Vikings on a crease violation by Krevitz. Had he not been in the crease, we could be tied right now. Oh, what a great look. Not stepping in the crease this time and finishing at the crease was John McCarthy.
Johnny on the spot there, the back end of a tremendous feed by Jacobson. He's on Schmeichel here, takes the alley. You see they're kind of in a circle there where there's no crease, so the guy slid, and it's really tough to slide there. There's no recovery. Great find on the backside. Good patience on the finish to wait out Caputo. That's a huge goal for the Vikings.
Right off the faceoff win, Mangio, the response!
Was it Mangio? He gets to eat there, right? That's a huge goal, responding to the goal by Port Washington. Sprinting right back up to try to get another one. Quick win, forward, flips it to himself. Trail. That was a great job by Mangio to keep his stick in front and to not expose it too soon. Great job, and that's the advantage of having a face-off guy who also has skills to play, and you can get those goals that are nice.
Off the wing, you see the aggression there by the Vikings for the takeaway after Mangio won. Now they've got numbers. They've got it with the poles, so they'll hold things up, it would seem. At least that's what the coaches have, their arms up, as Feinstein hands off to Jacobson. (3-1) early lead for the Dalers.
So let's see if Port kind of stays in that open look, trying to get the Dalers to slide.
22 is McCarthy, spins off a check. McCarthy fires wide with his right.
Good shifty move.
Off the restart. See a lot of communication defensively, right? You saw Bolello kind of calling guys out and making sure people in the right spots.
Dalers switch to a zone there. Dalers go zone off of the restart. Trying to mix it up here and keep Port Washington guessing offensively.
Here's Meyer, the Dartmouth-bound junior. Low shot and a goal. Henry Haberman.
That's his spot. His spot is on the right-hand side from the wing to up top. Nothing crazy, a little exchange there against the zone. Nice one more pass here. Crank ready to step in. Boom. Tremendous shot. Everyone's celebrating. Low and away there, Haberman. He's a great shooter because he mixes up his shots. You watch him, he shoots it high, he shoots it low. Very difficult for a goalie to pick up on. If it's just high heat all the time, a goalie can get a read on it, but that was a great low and away shot from range.
3 goals in that first one in the regular season game. The last an empty netter, though, but the Dalers did about a good a job you can do with Haberman in that first game, and he still gets 3 goals and technically the winner with that empty netter.
He's the juice guy for them. You know, his goals, they just hit the net a little bit different, and you can see the bench erupt when he scores, and he always has a lot of energy after he scores. So that's a big goal for him and the Port Washington team.
3-2 the score for the Dalers, who look to respond. There is Wilson to Agers. He'll go on and play at Mercy, who, by the way, is in the Division II championship game against Tampa on Sunday.
Did you see who had the winning assist for Mercy?
I did. John Calabria's son.
Big win for the Braves. Coach is still here scouting this game. Congrats to both his son and him on what's going to be a great little weekend.
I did my homework, man.
I
wrote the story for USA Lacrosse Magazine. Check it out on usalacrossemagazine.com. That's a program that only started in 2012. Remarkable to think. Now they are in the championship game. What a shot! The man-child, Caden Lennon.
Little bully ball there. I mean, that's a big kid, big sophomore. Good defense. He's in good position. In lacrosse, you don't need to run by somebody to be open. You see here, he runs into him, boom, then his hands are free. Good rollback, good shot. Just, that's tough. He bounces off of him, and then you go right into a roll dodge. I mean, that kid's game is just developing in front of our eyes, and you can go righty-lefty with that size. Then
he is a big matchup problem at 6'4", 200 pounds as a sophomore. Mangio wins the faceoff, and Agers gets it back as the Dalers get their personnel on the field. That's Gayron. 10, looking for someone to hand it off to before he gets off the field. And that's Matty Cangelosi. So now this is your second midfield line with O'Keefe.
All 3 of these guys playing midfield at some point in their career were attackmen. So, you got these guys on short sticks. Look to them to attack at the shorties.
O'Keefe, 9, was the only freshman on varsity a year ago. Here comes a dodge from up top. Spinning to his left, lowering the shoulder. Ooh, a little zig when he should have zagged, kind of a pass, and it's a turnover for the Dalers, but not the worst from your second midfield line. You possessed the ball for a little bit. You gave your first midfield guys a bit of a rest, and you turn the ball over at the deepest portion of the field.
For sure. Bergeson, good dodge there, kind of caught. Cangelosi was clearing through instead of fading, so just a little miscommunication there.
Here comes Feinstein as we are now under a minute left in this first quarter. The Dalers with a 4-2 lead. That's Meyer with the ball. Shovels it to Jacobson, who will play at Binghamton. Jacobson chased up top by Smeichel. Smeichel could have had a future playing Division I lacrosse. He's instead a preferred walk-on for the Rutgers football team. Not bad for Jordan Smeichel.
And Rutgers lacrosse in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Coach Breck, good job.
Meyer! Nice save by Caputo.
Good hard move by Meyer. He goes hard to that left hand. Sweeps across, gets down the middle. Pretty sure Caputo got a foot or something on that.
Here's Krevitz with 13. Plays catch at X. Inside roll. Back outside. Great defending there by Gayron. Here's Haberman now. Takes a look. Will fire from deep. That was like a 2-point goal attempt in the PLL, and Haberman's shot went wide.
A little bit of not knowing the time there, kind of backing out when he should have attacked, but overall 4-2, good quarter for both teams.
4-2 is the score for the Dalers in the Nassau Class A semifinal. Second quarter coming up right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouth-watering protein like all-natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Stewart Stadium under the lights. It doesn't get much better than that in the sport of high school lacrosse. Second quarter about to start here as it's the Dalers with a 4-2 lead over Port Washington. I want to thank our sponsors for today's game. Moe's Southwest Grill, 15 different Long Island locations. A lot of special things happening right now. Graduation, Memorial Day. Listen, you want to tailgate here at Hofstra, you want to get your catering order in at Moe's. Moe's.com is where you can do that. We also want to thank another sponsor, Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about. Website is bethpagefcu.com. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper here with you from Hofstra as the second quarter about to start. The third seeded Dalers with a 4-2 lead over the second-seeded Vikings. First stalemate at the face-off X that we've seen, and it goes for the Vikings. Papagalis, good job at the face-off X. And as soon as I say that, suddenly there's a ground ball to be won and a timeout called by Port. But you got to think, right? You love what you see there from Neal because you're putting confidence in your face-off guy, right, to get the job done. You're not pulling right away. And Papagalis, they are getting the job done for the Vikings.
And you mentioned the polls, right? So Hillman has been there's two ground balls there. Neal loves him. He thinks he's the kind of the heart and soul, the steady guy on that team. So the ability to kind of neutralize the face-off and rely on your polls who you really trust. It not only shows trust in the face-off guy, but it shows tremendous faith in your long sticks.
Let's show you the championship history here at Hofstra Stewart Stadium, and we see a lot of Syosset and Massapequa over these last 10 years. See the Braves, defending champions. They know they're in the championship game again. Massapequa winning those 3 in a row before that. Syosset and Massapequa and Syosset, and there's 2011 for the Dalers. That was their last of what is 13 Nassau titles. They went back-to-back there in 2010 and 2011. Less of a trophy case for Port Washington. They won in 1990 and 1995, so it's been a long time for the Vikings, but you love what you've seen from Isaac Neal with really getting the culture right at Port Washington and making them a true contender. Of course, this guy's got a big part of that as well, Henry Haberman.
That 95 Port Washington team was very good. Jason Hines, Shaberly, right, Coach Ken Case. That was a great
There wasn't
team.
even any Fricaros running around.
No.
That shot looked blocked in front. Ground ball picked up by the Dalers, and they look to clear. It was a high stick, not called. Great clear there by Tommaso Ramos. We saw his brother, of course, a year ago, right? Lorenzo, a big part of the defensive unit, wearing that coveted number 50. That's now for Balello.
Great clear by him. you know, to get to be a Division I lacrosse player and not think you have to score goals and understand your role, you know, that's tremendous for a high school player, and just taking it upon himself to clear that is just unbelievable.
Yeah, Lorenzo at Binghamton now, and Tommaso in 2 years' time. He's still just a junior. He will go and play a little further east from here at Stony Brook University. Here comes Bergerson. Tough pass picked up. And how cool is it, too, that Stony Brook and Hofstra will be in the same conference as well. You want to talk about igniting that rivalry. That will be lit for sure.
A lot of reshuffling there in Division I, and it's good. It's interesting to see different matchups, different schools playing each other in conferences. So
you just saw the A10, right? Get a conference together, and you see the teams moving there as well.
Yeah, UMass, I was there for 2 years. They're on the move, moving conferences. So it's cool to see the landscape changing a bit.
The landscape in Nassau A has been pretty consistent. And these guys in green have been a big part of that. Nice move inside by Hickes. Did not land in the crease, but a save by Hamroff.
That was huge. I was going to say coming out of in the second quarter that Hamroff really needed to get one. And there he goes. He gets one there with 9 minutes to go. And I think that's huge for his confidence.
And a big clear as well for the Vikings.
Interesting defense there by Port Washington. They were kind of like shutting guys off up top and allowing that dodge, without a slide, and got a pretty good shot there for Farmingdale.
On this side of things, you're not shutting off 3 Haberman, but you're certainly very aware of where he is at all times. There's Jacobson. And also always keeping an eye out for 3. There he is now.
This is the Dale's bread and butter defense, right? 4.2 goals a game. Just, they're buckling down here trying to win their matchups.
I was going to say, anywhere that Haberman goes, Bolello is sure to follow. Back up top. They're going to dodge from there. Into the alley. Switching hands. Just possessing. Ooh, and an errant pass. Krevitz has to now battle for a ground ball. He'll win it. Krevitz angles himself towards the cage, shakes off a check, and keeps his possession alive, lowering the shoulder. Skip pass, open shot, and a goal! A great look for Port, and it's Andy Feinstein with the finish.
Luke Meyer is right now just playing like a man possessed. He's going to the cage super hard, and that's a tremendous find on the backside. You see the skip here, right, bulls into him, gets his hands free, steps back, finds it, step down, good night, off hip, tremendous shot by Feinstein, 3-year varsity player who's been playing super good lately. But Meyer, to get your hands free, he's been tremendous so far. Great start by him.
Now there's different schools of thought, right? As coaches, do you say we're gonna try to stop Haberman and Meyer and let the other guys beat us? Obviously, you're still trying to follow where he is, and Woodland with the response. He has come to play. This is the second time, Brian, now that we've seen an immediate response by the Dalers. It was Mangio in the first quarter. This time, it was Woodland.
Good call by you, right? The ability to not get any pressure here. Back-to-back goals. Good little hitch to the middle. Beats Freeman, gets his hands free. Smoke to the top of the net. Big lefty, center of the field there. That's a goalie's worst nightmare.
Woodland, a guy so crazy athletic that really could have been all county in 3 different sports if he wasn't injured during the football season. Also part of the Dalers basketball team.
That's where you see the face-off. The face-off, winning face-offs doesn't allow a team to really go on a momentous run. So to be able to have the opponent score, then you get it back. That's a big deal, and the face-off game has a lot to do with it.
Great cut up field by Ramos. Now he's surrounded and loses it. Check there thrown by Cangelosi, but here come the Vikings. Oh, the tough pass. You could see what they were trying to do, right? Krevitz wide open in front. but they overcooked the pass into Caputo. And now here come the Dalers. And a good timeout by Hungerford there, and he quickly points to Caputo, saying, "That a boy, Jimmy."
No numbers quickly became a great look for Port there. That's a missed opportunity to bury one, and the Dalers kind of got lost there where there wasn't really any number situation.
Those guys in green, they are used to being in the postseason. How about every year since 1975, the Dalers have been in the playoffs. They have been in the Class A semifinals in 18 of the last 21 years. And they are 95-46 all time in the playoffs. That is such a rich tradition, right? There's only been those 3 coaches all time. We know Hungerford is one. We just saw Barb Hartraft as well, another. And it's a job that you keep for a long time if you are lucky to be the Dalers lacrosse coach.
So, being someone who graduated from Class A Hicksville in 1997, to see the Syosset and Massapequa was dominating, those county championships it's remarkable to see how those programs have grown. And if you flipped it and looked at the years before that, you would see a lot of Farmingdale there. And I think that's been Hungerford's kind of mantra from day one when he took over the programs, to get the Dalers back to where they're the supreme, they're the top dog, they're the one that everyone wants to hunt. And here they are, right? Here they are with a tremendous opportunity.
Yeah, you're right. You go back, right? You go 1988, 1989, 1991, 1992, 1993 as county champions for Farmingdale.
That Daler green was, it had like a Yankee, it had like a Golden State Warrior, right, type of feel to it, where they were the top, and if you wanted to be great, you had to go and beat Farmingdale.
I guess if you keep it within the sport, you'd say like a Maryland Terrapin, right? Like, especially the way they're playing this year, and they're just humming into the championship weekend coming up on Saturday. Off the timeout, here come the Dalers, looking to extend their lead. Here's Wilson, number 40. Wraps around, still has it. Look out. Wilson tries to get free, still shoots it just wide. How about the energy there by Kyle Wilson?
Keep running, right? And you get your hands free, got off a good shot, low and away. Didn't miss by much.
And nearly the closest to him was his own teammate, who had kind of duck out of the way as Wilson came motoring around. Lefty shot, Hammeroff makes the save. The attempt was by Hickes, a chase for the ball, and it will go to Port Washington.
Another big save, confidence builder. That's Hickes' game. He's a shooter. Shooters shoot. Tested him off hip. Hammeroff was up to the task.
And during that time of Daler dominance in that late 80s, early 90s, Port Washington was right there as well. We mentioned, right, 1990, 1995. So they were very much in the mix as one of the elite programs in Nassau Class A.
The year they won it, was it 95? Was it 96?
95, yeah.
That was a big up. That Farmingdale team was loaded, and Port Washington was able to beat them. And, it was one of those moments I always remember as, like, any given day, right, that the team can win, and especially at Hofstra when everything gets magnified.
Up top is McCarthy. Now, a little bit of a different look there for Krevitz, right? Kind of inverted now up top.
I think Port has to be happy. They've been able to get shots. They've been able to get to the net, and they just got to get the ball more and have a little more opportunities on the offensive end.
Here is Krevitz. So a little bit of time last year, he has blossomed as a senior.
This is the guy I want the ball in his stick. Meyer's been tremendous.
Meyer goes downhill. Look out. Still has it. The shot, and Caputo the save.
He's been a man possessed in this first half. Goes left, rolls back right, gets a great shot. Caputo, great save there, low and away.
And I think it was Gayron too, who got a good piece of him, but he just bounced off that check. Here's Krevitz. Ooh, nearly lost it. Here's Feinstein now. They want to reverse things, maybe get it back to Meyer. Here's Haberman, though. Sheds the check of Schmeichel, who is in hunt mode now. Works off the screen. Haberman. Low bouncer wide of the mark.
So let's see if they keep that. They switch their matchup. You had Belillo guarding Meyer there, and then Schmeichel was guarding Haberman. Now they kind of get Belillo back onto Haberman.
Kravitz. Oh, what a tough shot by Kravitz. There was a small window, and Kravitz put that ball right through it.
Not in the crease this time for sure. Away from it. So right off the restart. Right off the restart here, righty. Looks like quick split to his left. And that stick has eyes, right? So, you know, you don't have to be in front of the net to curl that stick around. Great little finish. Caputo kind of comes out a little bit. That gives him a little bit of an angle to sneak that around him. But, you know, Kravitz has had a couple of real good looks, couple in the crease. That one he stayed out.
Face-off win for Farmingdale. Good job keeping that ball for the Dalers. That's Chris Bergerson, 29.
Really good player. He's had, you know, moved from attack to the midfield. His dad was a coach at MacArthur for a long time, so he's a kid who really understands the game, and that was a great ground ball off the face-off.
He'll also go on and play at Mercy. Here's Agers. And now it's Ramos. Back to Bergerson.
The 6-on-6, they seem okay with Woodland playing off ball, and a lot of Woodland's goals where he was dodging have been in transition, so it's something to look out for.
Bergerson gets top side. Slide comes to him. Oh, what a hammer. That shot wide of the mark. And when we say what a hammer, you know it was Freeman laying it.
I was like, he's BU, right? It was a terrier, right? Going to get a bone, right? That was an unbelievable slide. That was a wide open look, and that's just tremendous sellout by Freeman to get there and deny the shot.
What a fun matchup this is now, right? Woodland on Freeman. Freeman dispossesses him.
I mean, just picking up an energy play and then another energy play, feeling it by the bench. Little momentum, feels like it's going in the Port direction.
And he's doing it the right way, which is huge for Port Washington. Timeout for the Vikings. When Freeman can impact the game in this way and not get himself in the penalty box, he's one of the best defenders in not only Nassau County, but on the island.
Defender, ground, like he, not only you cause the turnover, but you scoop it up one time ground balls, and you get a clear out of it. Just a menace, right, when he plays it the right way.
Thick this slide again, you mentioned, right?
Yeah, this is the end. Like
Bergerson goes topside.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job getting it there. Steps out here, that's Hickes, boom, right? That's just great anticipation. And look at this, don't get lost here, boom, right? Agers picked it up, and I think Hammeroff got a piece of that. I think that's three straight saves for Hammeroff, and you know, giving up 4 early ones without a save to get 3. I think that bodes well for him the rest of the game.
When we spoke with Isaac Neal at Port Washington, said he thought going into the semifinals that they're playing well. You know, that they're just trying to make sure that they're healthy, in shape, mentally dialed in, and fundamentally sound. And the takeaways from that last game said, look, Farmingdale is very good. They are very tough. They are well coached. And he mentioned, right, last year we beat them in the regular season, and they outplayed us in this same semifinal game. The Dalers will surely respond and be ready to compete.
Yeah, earlier in the season when we were doing the Massapequa game, even matchup, but Port found themselves in the penalty box a little bit too much in the second half, and the ability to play good, solid, tough defense and to stay out of the box, I think that's really important for Port Washington and Coach Neal.
And that top seed, the Chiefs, they are out. They lost in overtime to Syosset. So it's the Braves waiting in the wings for either of these two teams in that championship game on May 31st.
So Port goes super open here with an open set.
Yeah, let your athletes do what they do best. Haberman tries to get top side. Swings it. There's McCarthy. You could hear from the sideline. One more. Here is Meyer. Shoulder down. The double comes, and they kick it back out. We're approaching a minute left. Here is Haberman. Stings it. Caputo saw it the whole way.
Good stop. Good defense, right? Forcing him down the alley. Caputo and Coach Hungerford will take those shots from that wide angle all day.
Great pass by Smichael. Step down shot by Gayron, and Hamroff makes the save.
Hit him right in the chest. Boom, right? So good save, right? But Gayron wants to have that one back, I'm sure. Dead center, right? Hit him right in the belly.
34 seconds left. The Vikings can hold for the last and potentially send this game into halftime tied at 5.
1-goal game.
It has been the story of Nassau Class A the entire season, especially among the top 4. Feinstein. Oh, little bull dodge. Switching hands, firing it. And that was wide of the mark. Meyer. That was a Mack truck coming at you. 4.4 seconds left. Low to low, that one wide of the mark. And that does it for the first half.
Meyer's going to Dartmouth, right? It's something about maybe looking at the green jerseys, got them all fired up. But, man, that was a great first half by him. I mean, he's just dodging with such downhill.
Here he comes. Boom.
Yes, sir.
And that was a Mack truck coming at you down the turnpike. So at halftime, it is the Dalers with a 5-4 lead over the Vikings of Port Washington. We'll get some halftime stats, start of the second half as well when we return. You're watching it right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
When your crew shows up, you show out. Order catering from Moe's to feed any occasion. With fresh, high-quality ingredients craved by all. From customizable nacho and fajita bars to individually packaged burrito boxes. For 10 of your friends or a fiesta of 500. Plus, we'll even set it up. Now that's good times. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video. Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
At Mo's, we've always been inviting, but we have a bigger story to tell. A place that welcomes you to be you. Fresh, high-quality ingredients. We got that. Go ahead, do your thing. Come on, let's get weird. We don't judge. Mo's wants you to come in with your crew and their appetites. Dine in, pick up, or order on the Mo Rewards app. Either way, don't just stroll in, roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
When your crew shows up, you show out. Order catering from Mo's to feed any occasion. With fresh, high-quality ingredients craved by all. From customizable nacho and fajita bars to individually packaged burrito boxes. For 10 of your friends or a fiesta of 500. Plus, we'll even set it up. Now that's good times. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video,
welcome back to Hofstra Stewart Stadium. Second half, minute or so away as the Dalers have a 5-4 lead in this Nassau Class A semifinal presented by Moe's Southwest Grill. Dylan Butler, Brian Soper here with you. Let's take a look at the first half stats. And Brian, the score is 5-4. The stats about as close as you would expect here. And a lot of those key metrics, right, with ground balls and clears and saves, even the shots, not much separating these two teams.
Face-off wise, you see an advantage there for Farmingdale. That's not, nothing out of the ordinary. That was kind of expected. So 5-4, and with Farmingdale controlling the face-offs, I think Coach Neal's pretty happy. I think both coaches are happy. I think offensively they're both getting really good looks. And defensively, it's just been a tight matchup. I think it's been a great game so far.
Don't have it there, but one of the numbers you would think that Mike Hungerford probably spoke to his team about were the first half turnovers. The Dalers turned the ball over 8 times compared to 4 for Port Washington. That was a point of emphasis in that first matchup, especially in that third quarter, where the Dalers really shot themselves in the foot against Port Washington with the inability to clear, and even then when they did clear, then to just kind of throw the ball away.
It was big for Port Washington. I think they got a lot of momentum there at the end of the second quarter. Defensively able to get a couple turnovers, scoop the ball up, get it out. So looks like Hillman's they're gonna go to the pole here on the face-off.
Yeah, so you give your face-off guy the chance, but again, right, Mangio 9 of 11 in that first half. Now you go to what worked in that first meeting, which is being physical and pulling Mangio. Despite that, the Dalers do get the ground ball, and now they'll look to clear.
Good ground ball by Panterno there. A little scrap. Mangio won it, but Hillman got the check. That's exactly what Coach Neal wanted. But Panterno picked up the ground ball for the Dalers.
And for Panterno, his 24th ground ball of the year. Some physicality and a failure to advance look like against the Dalers. So the Vikings, another turnover for the Dalers, and now they'll look to move. And look where Meyer is to accept this ball. They, in fact, missed the pass to him. Instead, he was looking to dodge from 70 yards from goal. And that ball's on the ground. Kravitz is able to pick it up, dumps it in front. That's off the mark. Who else but Meyer to get to the ball? He has been so impressive.
As good of a first half as you can have. He's one guy who probably was wishing there wasn't a halftime so he could stay out there.
The fourth attackman now on, Jack Marcus, number 4. The junior who brings a little bit of a different look. We know what kind of look Meyer brings, and he bounces it wide. Backup was there.
Haberman goes left-handed there down the alley. That's a shot that Farmingdale can live with. You just don't want to let him get to the middle with his right hand.
Off the restart. Kravitz, and there is Henry Haberman. Meyer gets the feet moving. Little jump shot, and that one was also wide.
The ability to go to his right there. Now you got the defense guessing. He's gone left a bunch, gone right now. Important.
Krevitz. Back up top. Haberman again. This time it's Meyer setting the screen. Haberman lowers the shoulder, switches to his left. A little skip pass, but it goes off the turf. Ground ball war. Both coaches understandably said this is an incredibly important portion of the game. It goes to Port. And now we've got a flag, our first of the game, and it will go against the Dalers.
Coming out of the scrap there, a lot of the fans on the Port Washington side wanted a foul before that. Sometimes it just works out for you and get the correct call here. And Bolillo takes down Haberman.
Man up. And that's big because Bolillo is your best pull, right? He's wearing that number 50 for a reason. So even though it's only 30 seconds, that's plenty of time for this attack for Port Washington to capitalize.
Yeah, definitely the leader down there, even with with Caputo being in and Seaman running the defense. Man down, you really want to have your heart and soul guy in there.
There's Meyer. Haberman. Oh, what a save by Caputo. Kicks it away.
Good.
The rebound, though, goes to Jacobson. He's hit hard, and another flag is thrown. There's 7 seconds left on that first man-up opportunity. So the Vikings will go 6-on-4 for at least 7 seconds.
Haberman had a shot low to low from the top. Caputo was up to the task, got down low. Good save, rebound. Picked up by the Vikings, and now they have a two-man advantage.
It's a 30-second push. And how about this? You've got both now, Bolillo and Pantorno, in the box. 6-on-4 lacrosse for Port. The one penalty's up now. Look to the crease. That is a great job, just at least mucking it up until the ground ball is picked up by Haberman. Meyer has it. Flicks it to his left. 6 seconds left on this man up. Skip pass, low to high. Caputo makes the save. Ball is loose. The penalty is up. Ground ball is still hotly contested. Jacobson's getting hacked away. They're letting them play. And here come the Dalers in Gayron.
Sometimes your best man down defense is your goalie. Caputo makes 2 huge stops. Gayron picks up a loose ball, clears it. 2 huge saves for Caputo while the Dalers were man down.
Both goalies in that first half made 4 saves. Throw, as you mentioned, a couple more Caputo's way now. The sophomore, he was supposed to be the heir apparent. That would be next year, as Danny Seaman was arguably at the time of his injury the best goalie in Nassau County. Opportunity knocked, Caputo answered, and now he is in the cage for the Dalers at Stewart Stadium.
Even in the beginning of the season, right, he would have started at 60-70% of high schools on Long Island. In the club scene, right, for his age, right, he's one of the best keepers around.
He was thrown right into it in the regular season. First game, how about Massapequa? Bouncer, wide of the mark. Hammeroff racing for it, and he wins the race, beating Agers to the ball. You talked about those moments, especially when Haberman scores, right? But that's one of those moments, too, that fires a team up, when your goalie sells out to try to get that ball.
Yeah, the goalie chase, when you win that one, you know, it's a huge, lacrosse is that strange game where you get it back if you're closer. Possessions are super important. You can steal one there.
Bolillo all over Haberman. Up top. And Haberman somehow, and that's the strength, right? And he does have that low center of gravity, but still, with the poles hacking away, balls in the ground, he still finds a way to come up with it.
Both defenses have really settled in, and it's been tough to get a good look. The Daler defense, they've been playing a bunch of defense, and they've been standing tall.
Winner takes on Syosset, an overtime winner. over top-seeded Massapequa. Skip pass. Switching to his left on the feed. Another dodge and a goal. Wow. Henry Haberman.
That's D1 ball right there. That's Loyola. That's why you're going there. Again, from his wheelhouse. You know, that top right is his wheelhouse. Hitch and a lean. It's like a hockey player getting low, right? Low center of gravity. Bam, boom, right? Just all wrists there. Snap it to the top corner.
And he loses no velocity as he's hitting the ground.
No, that's just quick wrist, snap of the wrist, right? That's the elite level when you don't need to, wind up like crazy to shoot and score, and with that velocity to the top corner. You're beating a good goalie there, right? To beat a good goalie top, stick side high, right? You're doing something, and the falling down definitely, is a little bit deceiving to be able to pull it to that top corner.
If it did anything, it at least added to the flair for the dramatic that Henry Haberman has.
Yeah,
2 more in the game here, 48 on the season.
He's the juice guy. Right now you got Meyer, you got Haberman. Now you just need the ball down there to keep going.
And Freeman on this side of the ball for Port has played very, very well. He's the guy who's been assigned Ryan Woodland.
Yeah, and Hammeroff settled in. It's important here. I think if Farmingdale gets a shot, look for him to try to make a big save.
Here's Kyle Wilson. That famed number 40. They switch. He's got the pole now. Little pick and pop. Tries to get it over. And there's going to be a push with possession against Caden Lennon, so it will go Port Washington ball.
Good job playing that 2-man game by Port Washington, right? They pressured it.
How about that, huh?
How about that ride?
That is your alpha in Ryan Woodlands.
You see the Farmingdale student sections over there. They're woofing, right? They're woofing.
They love it. It's a wide out.
Wow, that was a great job there. And again, that's the thing about being an attackman. Everyone thinks, you score goals. That's what it's all about. No, it's about riding. It's about riding and being an all-around player. When you watch those college games, you watch the attackmen of some of the toughest guys out there and getting the ball back.
I've always said that, you see guys like, especially in Ian Laviano, right, where he does all the sexy stuff, scores the goals, but, he earns his money, he earns his scholarship by riding like a madman.
And that's a mentality. That's a mentality by the whole program. And Coach Hungerford's brought back that saying, turnpike tough. That was a turnpike tough ride right there by Woodland.
Yeah, when he was an assistant at Cold Spring Harbor with Dennis Bond during those championship seasons, that was so much of the ethos of the Seahawks, right? About ride and die. You're not getting on the field unless you ride.
Was that Duran? That was the eighth grader?
Incredible.
With an unbelievable timing on that double.
5-5, the score, 3:25 left in the third quarter. Semifinal number 1 went to Syosset over Massapequa in overtime. Luca Accardo scoring the winner for the Braves.
So they're really spread out here. On one side you got Haberman, one side you got Meyer. 2 guys are really feeling good about yourself. So I expect one of those guys to initiate some sort of dodge.
Little stutter step, dodge comes from there. Stick check from behind. It's still Vikings ball though. Here is Meyer.
Little head shake, clear through, man. I'm going.
Look out. Clear out, right, in basketball. Here comes Meyer, switching to his right.
And that was a great little, how you kind of you communicate without any words on the offensive end. Just a little head shake says, I'm going, I'm clearing through.
That was Joe Bleck defending him. Rounding the cage again was Krevitz. Look out. Caputo got hit as the Vikings are looking to ride, but the Dealers get the clear.
It was a great job by Belillo to handle that and to get out.
Skip pass. Great move inside, the finish by Agers.
I mean, Agers scores that, but an unsung play there is Balilla with that handle, right, to get it out to their end. Right, you see little pass down, pick down, skip, Agers, boop, right, little face dodge, how you doing, right, finishes it. That's tough, right? You kind of, you're flying out, your approach isn't great there, and you think it's a shooter, you're selling out for it, and you'll face dodge underneath. Great job, great finish.
Agers first of the game, 21st of the year. 6-5 the score for Farmingdale. Mangio wins it. Look out, where's the help? Oh, nearly did he throw it away. It's loose, a huge ground ball. And here comes Wilson out of the scrap, and Wilson finishes it low. Out of seemingly nothing, Wilson gives the Dalers a 2-goal lead.
Panterno's had a tremendous second half, right, getting off the ground. He scoops this one up. Tough scrap ground ball. You see 43 here, right? You're going to come out with it. Boom, head up, right? Finds the open man, Wilson. That 40 jersey streaking in, 5-hole, can it. Dalers. Two great plays. You have Balilla down on one end. You have the pole, Panterno down here, creating, helping their team, and getting it to the offensive guys for 2 huge goals.
Panterno the assist. Mangio right to the cage again. This one's blocked in front. Oh, look out. A hold will be called against the Dalers. You've got a Vikings player down. Looks to be okay, though, off of that collision. But Panterno gets the assist for Wilson, his second goal.
Those ground balls out there are not for the faint of heart. I mean, those guys are selling out on both sides for those GBs, and that's what wins games.
Now the Vikings looking to slice away at their deficit, and we've talked about big possessions. This is a pretty big one for Port Washington because you could potentially either be down by 2 or even 3 the way that the Dalers are attacking. And in the season that we've had, a 3-goal lead, it feels like 10.
Yeah, and it was like, as you're Port Washington, you kind of like, what just happened, right? There was just kind of 2 goals that kind of came out of like loose plays, and now you got to kind of find yourself, get your bearings right, and hopefully can one here before the end of the third quarter.
McCarthy, Gayron's not going to make it easy on him.
You see Balillo kind of trying to limit the touches of Haberman. Not quite shutting him off, but kind of shutting him off.
And now he comes to help on Meyer. That was Balello from behind.
Yeah, so Haberman was playing way up top and smart because he's not going to hurt you out there. He kind of helps on a back check to Meyer. 33 seconds.
Can Port Washington cut their deficit to 1? The poles here and the short sticks, including Gayron here, have made it really hard. Here is Meyer. He loves that physicality. He'll get plenty of it here. Top side. Meyer stings it low! Lost his lid, but he still pulls the Vikings to within 1. And there's a flag.
I'm just going to clap it up here a little bit, right, for just from the opening whistle, this guy had a different motor, a different look to him, and just embracing contact and running through some doubles. I mean, he's like a pinata here. Boom, right, roll back, double, great double comes, boom. Bouncing, just can't stop him, right? Gets to that left hand, low and away, draws a foul, helmet off, firing up the crowd.
So it'll be a 1-minute man up now for Port as well off the goal. That's massive because of the time it's come was where it's 6, so it's 6.8 left. Although actually off the goal, right, you do have to face it off.
Yeah, Coach Neal wants there to be no face-off, thinking maybe the foul happened after the goal went in, but it looks like the referees called something that happened before it.
Well, it was a high shot, and you saw Meyer's helmet pop off, right? So you would argue it happened as...
Yeah, I think it was on that dodge there.
So that's unfortunate here, and this is a massive face-off. A hold will be called, so it will be Daler's ball.
Kind of want to get this on the ground if you can.
Spin move. That was massive for the Dalers because there will not be a face-off to start the fourth quarter.
We thought maybe we had a 2 or 3. Now we're back to 1. Everything seems to be normal, right? 1 goal game, Class A.
That's the way it's gone all year. Why not as you get here to Hofstra? 3 quarters in the books, and it's Farmingdale with a 7-6 lead over Port Washington. Final 12 minutes of regulation coming up next, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouthwatering protein like all natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
Welcome back to Stewart Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University. Fourth quarter coming up here in the second of 2 Nassau Class A semifinals, and it's Farmingdale with a 7-6 lead over Port Washington. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game, Moe's Southwest Grill, now with 15 Long Island locations. Don't forget, place your catering order for all special occasions. Do it right there at Moe's.com. Also want to thank Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about. BethpageFCU.com. It's no face-off to start the fourth quarter. As Wilson has it, there's 45 seconds left. You know Port will be aggressive trying to take the ball away. And that's why that face-off at the end of the third quarter was so huge.
Yeah, sometimes it's tricky. Sometimes when you try to play this and double it and you're trying to shut off other guys, you create some offense for Farmingdale. So look at 40 to try to maybe attack.
Oh, Wilson got caught up, loses it. He did well for like 25 seconds. Now here's Meyer. There's 15 on the man up.
Good ground ball by Hillman. He's just so solid. He does all the little things for you, and he usually one scoops the ground balls, which is such a big thing for all the defenders to do.
Port's more concerned about getting the right personnel on, understandably so they'll more or less just let the final seconds of this man up burn out. They're 0 for 3 now. Man up. Dalers yet to have that opportunity. Here's Meyer. Skips it on a bouncer to McCarthy, who backs up. He's got Gayron, who has been fantastic for the Dalers. To X. That's where Krevitz operates.
You know, you saw it there with Meyer. Now you know he's been going to the cage really hard. So look for maybe Farmingdale start sliding him, and maybe he becomes a feeder.
Splitting defenders. That shot took a deflection wide. That was Jacobson with the attempt.
He's the guy who, a couple big shots for them in the first matchup. He kind of, got them their lead. So look for him to maybe take a little bit of aggressive stance here in the fourth quarter.
Up top is Feinstein. Excuse me, that was Feinstein. No, Meyer, that was. 2 and 8 are the two guys now on the same side of the field. Nice move.
Oh, my God, it went in.
It snuck in. It was an attempted pass, and it somehow found its way. I think it went off of Caputo's back.
Just unlucky. That's when I just saw Coach Hungerford get out there, let's face it off, forget about that one, wipe that out, next play. Sometimes
here it is again. You see McCarthy.
They go off the helmet, 35. A little ricochet.
Off of Ryan Thomas. So Port excited, right? Maybe one of those bounces. You always talk about it being a game of bounces, and Port gets one there. Ooh, a little extra shove on Mangio. Maybe tries to sell it a little bit as Port gets the face-off.
Port student section now has come down to the railing. They're behind the bench now. 9 minutes to go. This is all it's meant to be here at Hofstra.
Yeah, they are all now going there. Up against the railing behind the Port Washington bench. McCarthy. I think some of those in white across the way are answering that call. They're going to their railing as well.
Not sure if both of these fan bases have school tomorrow. If not,
Haberman, Bilello on him. Here is Krevitz. Up top to McCarthy. He scored that goal, his second of the game. Here's Meyer. He has been outstanding at doing this, dodging at his defenders. And Haberman from distance. I tell you, if he keeps this up, he'll score a bunch of those goals in the PLL, right?
interesting, right? Meyer, right, becoming a feeder a little bit, drawing the double, but, you know, maybe fatigue a little bit. He's played super hard. You know, you got to see in the fourth quarter all that conditioning, all that hard work in the offseason.
Haberman goes low, and Port Washington takes the 8-7 lead.
Seniors step up. Your best players step up, right? You see, he's the guy, right? Haberman, right? He's the alpha. That's, you know, that's his wheelhouse there. Usually it's to get to the middle. He kind of refuses that. Refuses that pick. Goes left-handed. Low and away bounce shot. Beats Caputo.
His third of the game. And a low-scoring game at that, right? So Haberman is having his imprint on this one. The face-off X, again, massive. And Mangio gets it. We've seen a couple times this game where the response came immediately from Farmingdale. They would love to do so again, but do so wisely, right? You don't want to force anything right off the face-off. The chance of defense coming up from the home sideline, which is the Vikings sideline. I should say from the home crowd behind Port Washington's bench.
Again, plenty of time, one-goal game, no reason to rush, no reason to panic offensively. Farmingdale's going to work here to get a good shot.
Wilson to Agers. Woodland has been quiet here in the second half. He's had 33. Freeman all over him. Dodge from up top. O'Keefe towards the cage. I think Hammeroff got a piece. Agers gets it back. Up top. Here is Woodland now. Woodland. I believe that was a shot. At least they'll say it is the official, so it'll stay with the Dalers.
Good defense there. Hard play in the left hand. If Woodland's going to shoot, I would much rather be in his right hand.
Timeout by the Dalers with 7:04 left. And you can see the Vikings getting excited here with the pendulum turning and going to those guys as the top seed in this game, the second-seeded Vikings.
They feed off Coach Neal. Coach Neal is a fiery guy. He's got a lot of energy. You know, played at Hofstra, Division I, gets it, understands how much intensity and passion is needed in this game. So the crowd with their coach, with their players, Freeman and Haberman, right, being kind of juice guys, they're definitely feeling confident with 7 minutes to go.
A year ago in this same game, although the location was different, it was at Farmingdale. The Dalers won 6-4 in that game. Of the 6 goals for Farmingdale, Ryan Woodland had 2. Steve DiCarlo had, Woodland had 3. DiCarlo had 2. Danny Seaman made 9 saves. For Port Washington, they held Henry Haberman to 1 goal. Meyer had none. Jensen Weingart and Gavin Jacobson had the other 2 goals. Pat Kenny, who was their outstanding goalie, he made 13 saves in that one. The Dailers advanced to the county final where they lost to Syosset. 7:04 left here in the fourth quarter for one of these 2 teams to book their spot into the championship game against the Braves.
You see how important this possession is. Coach Hungerford and his staff wanted a timeout here. 7 minutes to go. Important possession as the game starts to shrink. Really want to make sure you get what you're looking for, right? So try to exploit the matchups, get something that you want, and the ability to tie this game. And then with the face-offs,
what you want is the ball and the stick of this guy. And if you're Port, that's who you want defending him. It's Freeman against Woodland, who works off a screen. Double comes, and he kicks it away. Freeman was all over him.
Got like a quadruple team there, right? Drew a lot of personnel his way, as it should, right? Big lefty going to the cage. You got all hands on deck to stop him.
Wilson behind the cage, up top. It looked like it was a great situation for a Hickes, right? He had it right where he wanted to shoot it. Pulled it back.
Number 9, Balamo for Port, has been a really good defensive midi. You saw him behind the cage there, guarding the invert against Wilson, who's not an easy cover.
Dailers looking to tie this game at 8. Ramos nearly lost it. Back out top for O'Keefe, the sophomore. And there is Wilson. O'Keefe sets the screen, wants to create a little separation for Wilson. Great look. Turnaround shot and a goal! Woodland! We are tied at 8.
Kids, watch how to play without the ball in your stick, right? Woodland, big lefty, known for his shooting. This is a tremendous read and a backdoor cut here. If you watch Freeman right at the edge of your screen there, kind of loses him, backdoor cut. That's just pretty. That's sweet, right? Those are things you work on. Coach Hungerford in the winter, right? The Farmingdale bubble, they call it Casmania, right? They work on those things. They work on backdoor cuts. They work on, playing in small areas, and that's just a smart recognition to take that backdoor cut by Woodland.
Mangio, the quick hands, wins it to himself. Gets it to Bolello, but the ball's in the ground. Mangio gets the GB. He's got to find a way to clear it. Mangio, you don't want to waste that last time out if you're the Dailers. Bolello fires it downfield, but it's intercepted there. And here comes Haberman. Quick pass. Krevitz. Goal. Well, Port caught him. Unsettled. And the Vikings with the quick response, and they take the 9-8 lead.
Ride. They got one, and the cheap down the field to the last guy, right, to Freeman, who pretty much plays with a pole like he has a short stick. Haberman with his eyes up finds Krevitz, who's had a real solid ball game, finishes it. That's a layup for him, right? All county hoops, right? Layups all day.
I like that. Krevitz's second of the game, 37th of the year. Big face-off win. Did they get the timeout? They did.
So that's lacrosse has been around the game for so long. It's so funny how you score a big goal like that, and you've been getting crushed on the face-offs, and you win that one, right? That's unbelievable, right, for Port Washington to score, take the lead, and to win that draw.
Or even the call there by Neal, right? Like, hey, I know that you went 2 of 11 in the first half, but we've just now taken the lead. How about you go back out there?
I love that call. I love sometimes taking timeouts. Yes, you were about to lose a possession there maybe, but I just love to stop that and be like, we got the lead. We want to draw. This is our game to win. Let's go get it.
5:12 left in this one. We take a look at the bracket here in Nassau Class A. Our first upset of this entire round happened earlier today here at Hofstra, if you will call it an upset, because again, these top 4 seeds have been literally separated by a goal all season long, not or 2 or 3. It's been a goal between these 4. Syosset bounced back off of a 1-goal loss at home to Massapequa. They won that one in overtime. They await the winner here of Farmingdale and Port Washington. That championship game, May 31st, 8 o'clock, right here at Schuert Stadium. We know the Daler fans are hoping to make a return trip. You know what? If they do, they'd be on this side of Schuert Stadium, the home side, as the higher seed. Really, either of these two teams will, because Syosset, the lowest seed remaining, as the number 4. All right, off the timeout. Can Port Washington get the clear? They will. Steady hands there by Cal Gober.
Good job by Port on the clear, kind of slipping a guy out, kind of hiding over here by the box. Right, drew a lot of attention on that side. Easy clear. So you're in that kind of gray area as a coach. You're up a goal, but there's 4.5 left. You don't want to, you don't want to go super fast, but you definitely don't want to put the car in park, right? You really need to understand that you still got to take what they give you.
Here is Feinstein. Gets the ball back from Krevitz, and they pull it up top.
This is going to be interesting, right? If they don't go, right?
The officials are looking at each other here.
The officials put it on them. I haven't seen many this year, stalling calls, but
I think we're getting close. And here it is. The stall warning is on. You saw the communication happening. So the Vikings have to stay in, and you can see now a little more aggression by the Dalers defensively. Krevitz. A little 2-man game, actually a 3-man game there behind the cage. Oh, nearly, he did throw it away. And this one will go to the Dalers.
Over and back there. Good job by Farmingdale. All right, to get that turnover. Someone's got to step up and put that ball in the back of the net.
Well, this guy wears that number as a leader, right? Number 40. Kyle Wilson. He's got 2 goals on the game. Wilson hands off to Levantini. Part of that second midfield line for the Dalers. Levantini hands off to Agers behind the cage. Agers, what a pass. Hickes denied! Oh, hammer off. Maybe his best save of the game.
Unbelievable stop. Shut the door there. One-on-one. The seas parted, and there you are staring down a real deadly shooter. And he stands tall, makes a huge stop, and controls the rebound, and is able to get it to his team for a clear.
And we said it before, right? Hickes got the ball in a perfect situation to shoot it. Didn't hesitate, but hammer off. An incredible save. The stall warning will come on inside of 2 minutes with Port leading by a goal. Here's Feinstein.
Port has a timeout. We'll see when he wants to use it.
So now the stall warning under 2 minutes. They've got to keep it in the box. At what point does Caputo become an extra defender? I don't think we're quite there yet, but we're also not too far away, I think. And that shot was wide. That was an opportunity. You saw looking up, there was McCarthy, right? Beat his man, got his hands free, but just couldn't put it on target.
Love the take, right? Got to take it. It's a 1-goal game, right? A lot of time left.
Both teams with one timeout left. There is Meyer. Meyer nearly blew a tire. Minute 27.
Maya, don't tire. Right, he's been tremendous today.
And now Caputo is out of the cage, so you've got the extra defender. And there's the goal by Meyer. Just dunks it in to the empty net.
He's been so good. I mean, I've noticed it from the opening whistle. But here you're taking a chance here. You're doubling out of the net. You know, see, look, the double on the wrong side there, right? So 35 has to turn him into the double. So you're sending a double, but the double's coming on the side where he's not going and gives him a step. You know, you definitely need to, take some chances there and get the goalie out of the net, but you got to really understand if a double's coming, you got to turn him into the double. So little miscommunication there with the on ball. 2 goals, right? You got to go quick here if you're Farmingdale.
They win the face-off. And again, 1 timeout left. Wilson, though, loses it. Papagalis had a stick on it. Did they get it? They did get the timeout with 1:04 left. Dalers trailing by 2.
Got to score, right? And, if you're Coach Hungerford, you're in this huddle, you're like, we're okay because of the face-off. So we got to score, right? Got to get a good look, and then we got to win a draw. And, that's what you're selling your team. You've worked hard all year for this. And, it's doable, right? It's doable. 104 is plenty of time with the face-off advantage.
Well, we have a chance. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Again, Moe's Southwest Grill. 15 locations throughout Long Island. Memorial Day, graduations, tailgates. Listen, maybe you bring your Moe's up to Rensselaer Field for the Final Four for championship weekend. Don't forget to place your catering order for any special occasion on Moe's.com. Also want to thank Bethpage Federal Credit Union. We care about what you care about. BethpageFCU.com.
What time is Moe's closed? Do we know?
I don't know. I do not know.
I'll have to check on the way home.
Listen, you go to Moe's.com. Get the order in early, right? Just show up.
What a treat this has been, huh? 2 games.
Incredible stuff. I mean, listen, it's one thing to kind of say, yeah, all year it's been 1 goal, and for that to play out here in the biggest games of the year has been remarkable. Now, this is technically a 2-goal game, right? But I would fully expect it to probably end as a 1-goal game. Here's Wilson. He's looking to try to do that right now. Under a minute to go. Oh, and they called a hold.
They called that there was a lot of bumping in there. They were trying to rub Woodland off of a pick there, and they called a moving screen. There was also a lot of bumping by the defense, right? That's a tough call both ways.
Ball's loose. Here comes Bolello now. 35 seconds left.
Gotta go.
30. Hickes! High and wide. Backup was there.
Gotta go. Woodland picking it up off the restart.
Caden Lennon coming in out of the box. Timeout. Did they get it in time? Port Washington will use their final timeout with 25.5 seconds left.
Good timeout by Coach Neal and his staff. You can't take them to the bus with you. You got 25 seconds to go. Talk about matchups, talk about how you're going to slide, and then talk about if you do get in any trouble, maybe cheaping the ball down the field to let time run out.
This has been an absolute war between these two teams. The regular season game was also pretty rugged, and this one is as well. 25.5 in that huddle. You got to think they're just saying, one more stop, and we get to play and practice for another 5 days.
So if I'm Port, I'm gonna say, listen, they're gonna dodge, right? If they're gonna score this, it's got to be dodge, pass, right? Get it to the backside. We can't let a ball carrier go shoot it, and we can't, let it for an easy kind of crease feed. If Farmingdale's gonna get this goal, they're gonna have to make 2 or 3 passes to a backside to bury it.
And considering too the time, right, with 25. It's one of those like old school 90s basketball, right? There's nothing to the net that's not you're that guy's getting on the ground.
So I love that. Meyer, who's been the spark plug all day, he comes off the field and he's hooting and hollering with the defense while they're coming out, and then he gets his spot on attack. Love to see that leadership.
Here we go off the restart. Woodlands. Freeman all over him, lowers the shoulder. Woodland passes to Hickes. Another quick pass. They've got to get something soon. Hickes, great look. Wilson snuck it in.
Mr. Wilson, that 40, I mean, who else? The number 40, channeling, you're in a Dino, you're in a Brennan, right? 90, huge number. Just great passing, right? Pass, catch, finish. Just, making a play. He's seemingly desperate here. Good feed there by the unbelievable move, unbelievable finish. All right, Hickes, right? Normally the shooter, he becomes the feeder, and Wilson buries the ball. Now you got to cut off a break here. 8.8 is plenty of time. And you see Port Washington going to face off with their short stick face-off guy.
Yeah, Papagalis and Mangio.
So this is where you're talking about, in terms of the face-off, and does his first move go towards the ball or to the hands?
Papagalis gets the win. Still has it, surrounded by Dalers. It's over. Port Washington are playing in the Nassau Class A championship game. They defeat the Dalers 10-9.
Another 1-goal game. You were right on with saying that this was going to end with 1 goal. 8.8. Good job tying up the face-off. Going back to your short stick face-off guy. That's tremendous move by Coach Neal and a lot of confidence. Both teams should be proud of themselves. All 4 teams today in Class A played a tremendous lacrosse.
Dalers understandably dejected, right? The finality or the realization that their season has come to an end, and they entered the season as the top seed in Nassau Class A. So there was expectation that, the seniors that they have and the veterans, that perhaps the Dalers would be the ones lifting the trophy at the end. And instead, it will be Port Washington and Syosset advancing to the championship game.
That's Pop. I didn't mention his name, but that was a great job by Papagalis, right? Tying up that last draw. And I think, you lose it in the shuffle a little bit, but a couple of saves by Hammeroff were huge down the stretch. And they capitalized on some missed opportunities and some failed clears by the Dalers. And, that's the difference between winning and losing.
In this game a year ago, it was Farmingdale avenging their regular season loss and beating Port Washington to reach the championship game. Port, it's not easy to beat a team, especially among these top 4 in Nassau, twice in a season. We saw that Massapequa wasn't able to do that against Syosset, but Port did. Give them the credit, man. They've got the guys up front, Meyer and Haberman especially. Papagalis won just enough face-offs to get you, especially the last one. And you're right, Hammeroff makes the saves. Freeman was a beast. Never got a penalty in this game. That is huge for Port Washington. And the Vikings advance to take on the Braves of Syosset May 31st, 8 o'clock, right back here at Hofstra Stadium. Final thoughts?
Just looking down at the field, it's like the playoff time, and what a great sport lacrosse is. You just see one side just so happy and cheering, then you see kind of the devastation on the other side. And lacrosse has become a year-round thing, and these kids work so hard year-round, and it's like the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, and unfortunately you have winners and losers, but both sides, I don't think should hang their head. But what a day of lacrosse and Port Syosset. I mean, bring it on, right? Just a 1-goal game. Is there a line in Vegas we can put on? The chances of it ended up 1 goal.
I think the odds are pretty good. I don't see that one going 7 or 8 goals or something like that, one way or another. What a day we've had here at Hofstra. 2 1-goal games, and the Braves of Syosset and the Vikings of Port Washington are the ones to advance to the championship game. I want to thank our entire crew here for all of their work. Of course, executive producer Ben Turchin, our technical director Chris Sweeney, Mike Verdi, and Ron Pierre bringing you all of the emotional, moving images of this playoff game. For my broadcast partner, Brian Soper, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.